Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hopefully everyone is having a great start to their week. Have another Mega Box Panini Select opening for you all. If you haven't tuned in to the other video we did where we unboxed this and a Topps Chrome 2024 NFL pack, go ahead and view that video. It was an absolute delight. We got our first autograph, hoping we can get it again, followed up with another autograph. So let's crack this open. And what I didn't, well, I just stabbed through that box. But anyway, what you didn't see in the first video, I put a caption in it, but what we ended up having is a numbered card. And I didn't know this, but Panini Select can be on the back part of the card versus the front. I'm just so used to seeing it more so on the front than the back of the card. So something to be on the lookout for when you open one of these boxes. And if you didn't know from the very first video, these are not the cheapest boxes to acquire, and they're also sought after. So it's not always easy to come across one of these boxes, but if you do have the opportunity to get one of them, I personally would encourage it, not just because I love the NFL and the cards, but they're just really fun. Like Panini Select, they just have really good cards. I like the feel of them. I like the design of them. I like the numbered cards. I like it all. So, you know, hopefully if you haven't had a chance to find some of these in the store, go ahead. Might even be worth getting them through retail online, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. But let's crack open our very first pack, and let's talk a little bit about some of the preseason stuff. I mean, we're not very deep into preseason, but we are having some fun nonetheless seeing some of this action here. So we got an Aaron Rodgers card. Again, I'm not too thrilled. Now, I love this card, Joe Montana. Let's go, as you can see in the background. I love the 49ers. I hope this season we don't get plagued with injuries. I know if you're a 49ers fan in the past or currently, we have had injury after injury after injury. So hoping that doesn't happen. We got a CJ Stroud right here. Happy for him. Future Romeo Odunze rookie card. Definitely will take him. Marvin Mims. He might be something this year, so be on the lookout for him from a fantasy football perspective. And T. Higgins, I don't know from a fantasy perspective if I'm going to draft T. Higgins mainly because of his injury-prone nature, but, you know, I would say Romeo Odunze is probably one of the most exciting people I'm excited for, you know, this season from a fantasy football perspective. The Bears last night, from a preseason game perspective, absolutely obliterated the Bills. So if you hadn't seen that game, you're not missing much from the Bills' perspective. Granted, preseason games, right, they're not starting typically the first string very often, or maybe just more than one drive. But, man, the Bills just were abysmal. Really bad showing on their side. I don't know, but the Bears showed life, and it would be really cool if Caleb Williams gets redemption. Last year, I felt so bad for him. You know, even as a 49ers fan, the guy got sacked so many times. It was just awful to watch. So hoping he has some redemption. He looked great in the drives that he had in last night's game. So also wouldn't mind picking him up possibly in fantasy. Again, Ben Johnson, I believe the OC, coming over from Detroit, we should have some life in that Bears offense. And, you know, ultimately, fingers crossed, but just hoping they don't get absolutely wiped out like they did last year from so many things. But we got another Penix Jr. Select rookie card. I think this is our second or third one. Not mad at it. Nakobe Dean. Also, if you didn't know, in the mega boxes, there are these black and green prism cards as well. So be on the lookout for that. We'll always take a Bo Nix rookie card, turbocharged, happy for it. Also, just the base Brock Bowers rookie. But again, from a fantasy football perspective, I definitely want to pick up Bo Nix. I think he's going to have a great year. He did good last year. So the fact that he had a great start last year, his second year this year should be pretty good. Brock Bowers, everyone's going to be hunting for him in terms of fantasy. He might go, first, second round. I mean, pretty stout, but he's just so good that I feel like kind of worth it. And I wouldn't mind having him on my team. I'm part of a 12-person league. I'm part of a 14-person league. And in both, with 14-person league, it's just so hard getting some talent. I mean, you really got to stretch for some of these players and hope for the best and, have quite a bit of depth. 12-person league, I might be able to get them. But my drafts are coming up at the close to the start of the season. So I'd be curious if you guys have already drafted or if your draft is coming up next week. I'd love to know some strategies from you all. Like if you go running back, wide receiver, running back, if you pick up a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson round 1, or, you pick them up in 2, just how much are you prioritizing some of those elite players, especially the quarterbacks? I'd just be curious. But we got another Joe Montana stock, Drake May rookie, just stock, following up with the Drake May black and green prism there. We got a lovely Roschon Johnson here with the Bears. Unfortunately, not the greatest at showing there, but it is what it is. I love me some Josh Allen. Again, if I can pick him up on my draft, I will be very happy. He is someone I will hopefully spend up for. And then, of course, we got a couple players here. Chuba Hubbard, he will probably have himself a year. But yeah, I mean, I would just be really curious to know what everyone's strategy is. I personally, I go running back myself. I just think, with running backs getting injured so often and so frequently, I'm prioritizing those players. The wide receiver realm, it's usually pretty deep. So I'm usually able to still walk away with a decent, wide receiver 2, a 3 with upside for 2. So I think last year I picked up Darnell Mooney, who obviously is the number 2 versus Drake London. Drake London's obviously the alpha on the Atlanta Falcons team, but it wasn't a bad move because Mooney had a number of games where he balled out. So I was pretty happy with that pick and got him kind of cheap. So that was nice. But we got Devonta Smith here, Blake Corum. Hopefully he gets some play. Jameis Winston, so much fun to watch him and just great. All right, this is the one that I was most excited for. I love Brian Thomas Jr. If you guys also hear in the background the air conditioning, that's because it, again, in the 85 to 90 degree weather down here. So this one I am very excited for. I love Brian Thomas Jr. I picked him up early in last year's draft. No one really kind of knew much about him. I saw glimpses of him, of course, in the preseason, but also in college, and the guy just absolutely popped last year. It was great. I loved having him on my team, and whether it was, Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones throwing in the ball, the guy just ate. So I'm very happy having a Brian Thomas Jr. rookie card. I hope he has a great year too. I hope the Jags offense is better. I don't know what's going on with them, but I'd love to see them have some life. Like to see them show up a little bit more. But, let me know what teams you guys are most excited for. Again, I think I love underdogs, so the underdog story. So I'd love to see Chicago have a little more life. Wouldn't mind if Miami had a little more life to them. They were kind of weird last year, not really using Jalen Waddle. But now you're hearing in training camp, Jalen Waddle's all the rage. So, what happened last year? Is this year all of a sudden going to be different? Or do you even take a chance on them because of injuries? It's tricky, but, love a good underdog story. So we'll stay tuned for those. Let's see. We got a Joe Alt rookie card. All right. Got a Caleb Williams. Shout out Caleb. Jordan Love. Let's see. Eagles player there. Blake Corum rookie. Zay Flowers future card. Zay Flowers showed life last year, but again, I didn't pick him up. I picked him up, I think, in the very first year he joined the league. I was really excited. I love me some Ray Davis. So I love James Cook, but I like Ray Davis quite a bit too. But yeah, Zay Flowers, I don't know if I would pick him up again this year. I didn't do it last year. Baltimore is just a weird team. I feel like, honestly, the only Ravens players I'm most excited for, I would say Keaton Mitchell being back up to 100% health is the most exciting thing for me personally, because I like Keaton Mitchell quite a bit. I know Derrick Henry's probably going to eat. He's probably going to have a great year, going to get goal line carries, going to get touchdowns. I don't think there's any way we can avoid that. But from a passing perspective, outside of tight end position, I don't know. I just feel like it's a grab bag, you know. So last pack here. And then tonight we have another preseason game. I think it's on ESPN, and it's nice seeing preseason games on things outside of NFL Network. Again, I just enjoy and love football, so I'm going to watch the games, even though they don't mean anything, you know, by many people's standards. It's still fun to watch. And like last night, we saw some starters play for some teams, and it was just cool seeing them. All right, we got Joe Burrow here. Why not? Theo Johnson. I'm actually kind of excited for him. Another Jameis Winston. I think one was enough, but we'll take a second because why not? And let's see, we got a really interesting, it looks like kind of different parallel there, or refractor, or whatever we want to call it. Xavier Legette. I love Xavier Legette just for his press interviews. He's so funny. If you have not seen him in some of the videos, go ahead and YouTube him. He's got the coolest accent in the world. I really hope he does well this year. Caleb Williams, turbocharged. That's a theme. I feel like we got just a bunch of Bears players. But yeah, this Hufanga, let's see. Hey, I'll take it. Numbered card, there we go. 99 out of 299. We will happily take this because really, look at that. Him with the rest of the 49ers, right where he belongs. We're going to sleeve him. A nice 99 out of, let's see, 299. It's pretty good. Take a number card out of this mix. Why not? Last pack, Magic. We finally got one. We'll put him right there. Phil stand up. Cool. DeMarcus Ware. So overall, I don't think we did terrible. I mean, we got some nice rookie cards. I don't think anyone really stood out, though, in terms of my overall excitement outside of kind of the Joe Montana one myself. But, you know, we'll just kind of do quick. Blake Corum, yeah, Caleb, Joe Alt, of course. Let's see. Yeah, Devonta Smith, he's going to have himself a year, I'm sure. Again, Brian Thomas Jr., rookie card, most excited. Marshawn Lloyd, I got a number of Marshawn Lloyd, though. Hopefully he gets some play. Let's see, Chuba Hubbard, Josh Allen, yeah. Drake May. So we did get some pretty good rookies, I'm not going to lie. Like, in terms of quarterbacks, we did get some good polls, so I'm not terribly upset. And I do think Drake May is going to be a thing this year. I definitely do think the Patriots are going to show some life, and they're going to resurge for sure. Bo Nix, very, very excited for him. And Romeo Dunze. Joe Montana is just my guy. Should have sleeved him to begin with, but again, look how good he looks with the 49ers stuff. So Aaron Rodgers, yeah, I don't really care. Michael Pittman Jr., unfortunately, the Colts, so you never know. Yeah, Marvin Mims. So overall, guys, I don't think we did too bad all up for the box. I mean, happy with the number card we got here with our boy Hufanga there in the background. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys are thinking of the preseason, who you guys are taking a shot on, either in the later rounds. I'd be more interested knowing what you guys are looking at, pick 5 through probably like pick 8. I'd just be curious to know, you know, if you guys have already drafted, what your strategy is as well. Again, mine is usually running back, or running back, wide receiver. Depending on the situation, I may, again, looking at the room, I might go tight end in the second round with a Brock Bowers or even Trey McBride, but it's kind of hard. I mean, there's not a ton of, Tyler Warren's probably one of the tight ends I'm also really, really looking, excited to see play. But yeah, let me know how you guys think we did in this poll. I think we did pretty decent all up with the number of rookie cards from a quarterback perspective. We got a sick number card. And let's enjoy tonight's preseason game. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. We're a growing channel. The support is appreciated. We will ideally do more of these football card openings here just because, again, it's football season and it's fantastic. We're back. And with that, we will catch you on the next one. Thank you guys for tuning in and showing support.